On the 24th day of the 9th month, in the 2nd year of Darius the king, the word of Yahweh was upon Haggai the prophet to say, Thus says Yahweh of armies, Inquire now of the priests of the Torah, saying, If some man carries holy meat in his garment, and the corner touches on bread, or on pottage, or on wine, or on oil, or on any food, will those things be holy? And the priests answered and said, No. Then said Haggai, If an unclean body touches any of these, are they unclean? And the priests answered the priests and said, Unclean. Then Haggai answered and said, Thus this people, and thus this nation before me, declares Yahweh, and all the works of their hands, and what they offer there is unclean. And now set your hearts from this day and onward, from when no stone was upon stone in the temple of Yahweh, from when one came upon a heap of 20, and there was 10, came upon wine vats 50, and there was 20. I hit you with blight and mildew, and with hail, every work of your hands, and you did not look to me, declares Yahweh. Set now your hearts from this day and onward, from the 24th day of the 9th month, from the day on which the foundation was laid, the temple of Yahweh, set it to your hearts. Yet the seed is in the granary, and yet the wine and the fig tree and the pomegranate and the olive not risen. From this day I will bless you. Haggai 2:10-19. It is rather amazing what one can do with a decent Photoshop program these days. You really do not need to mess with a great deal of lighting and apertures and such things. It does help if you make those adjustments when taking a picture. Many things can be done, adjusted, altered, changed, so that most of the pictures you take using a Photoshop program turn out quite well. You can even change the entire look of the photo with color and hue and saturation adjustments. You can darken, lighten things, and even get rid of the graininess of the background with a few adjustments. Depending on the quality of the Photoshop program, you can do so much that even an amateur, like me, can take photos that look great. It is true that one can do many things with a good Photoshop program, yet it does have its limits. I mean, if you take a photo that is mostly black and a little light here and there shows up, no matter how much you lighten the picture, it just is not going to look good. Believe me, I've taken such pictures and tried and gotten upset because the reason I took the picture made for a good subject. So because I did not use the right setting, the picture was not worth keeping. It happens. The same is true about blurred photos. I do not care how much you sharpen, smooth out, mask over, and whatever else you are able to do with the Photoshop program, the blurriness does not come out, even if you do use Clorox bleach. You can, without any problem, blur a perfectly good picture. That you can do, but you cannot go the other way around. So, all this out-of-focus and auto-focused life we often lead, when the Lord shows us the picture of that life, what he sees is described in verses 10-14 of Haggai chapter 2, and summed up in these words from verse 14. Thus this people, and thus this nation before me, declares Yahweh, and all the works of their hands, and what they offer there, is unclean.